Hi there, it's Genevieve, your Lifestyle Director, and we are here today with Brennan Drew from WestPac Wealth Partners, and he's a traditions partner of ours, and so he's going to tell us a little bit more about his services and what he offers you as a Providence resident.
Thanks. I think the big thing for Providence residents, or just our community in general, I think because we're such a tight-knit community and we have, I would say, a breadth of different families in Providence. I think you have some retired families, but for the majority you have a lot of younger families who have small children or young children who are in our line of work have a very unique set of needs. I think our business is interesting in that there's literally not anyone at any point in their life who doesn't utilize financial services, whether that be growing wealth, protecting wealth, spending wealth. There's different phases in life, and I think a big part of Providence and what we can bring to the community is with those younger families, just kind of helping people through education classes, coming in here, whatever the case may be in terms of how we disseminate our message, is helping those people get started on the right financial footpath. I think that so many times finance becomes this mega huge kind of scary environment where there's so much and so many different decisions that need to be made. It's almost paralysis by analysis, and it's hard to figure out, where do I start, who do I turn to. There's a lot of different professionals that all have to be coordinated in that, and I think that's one thing that we can definitely bring to the community, and just helping people not feel like it needs to be this overwhelming, daunting process, just because it is such an important aspect in people's lives. I'm a very firm believer that money can't buy happiness for people. I feel like I have some clients who have a lot of money who aren't very happy, but I definitely think that money and just financial decisions and making smart, I don't think anybody wants to make a bad decision when it comes to money. They just want their money, whether it's a lot or a little, to work the most efficient way it can for them and to make good decisions around it. And I think they don't know who to always turn to do that, or who to educate them more on just what kind of options they have available.
That's great. So it's really, your business is one that can really fit any resident within the community, whether they're new families starting off or then investing and need maybe some help and some advice.
Absolutely.
Everybody in between.
Yep. So I kind of say there's like 3 different phases in most people's lives. We work with people in every single phase, and we have clients, and I would say a lot of different demographics. The main people that we work with are young executives, young, let's call them professionals, doctors, attorneys, dentists, a lot of people in that realm, and we work with a lot of business owners. Those are kind of our main 3. Not to say we don't have people who obviously do a lot of different things, so that's kind of a pretty wide breadth of things that people can possibly do. But everybody's at a different stage, whether you're a young family trying to just start and get started on that right financial path, or you're maybe you have some kids maybe in high school or college, and you're in those years of actually really trying to stack money away and the most efficient way to do that. And then there's obviously the decumulation phase, where people are going to retire, or they're right on the doorstep of retirement, and they've done a really good job or tried really hard to save a lot of money their whole lives, but in the retirement phase, spending money or decumulating money is entirely different than accumulating money. And a lot of people, unfortunately, don't, let's call it, plan with the end game in mind. And I try and tell clients there's 2 halves to most sporting events, to a football game or whatever. Most people don't care what the score is at halftime. They only care what the score is at the end of the game. When you get to that retirement age, whenever that age is for you, you're just getting into the second half of the game, and you got to make sure that your ducks are in a row so you can be able to retire and feel comfortable with what your lifestyle and what you're able to do.
So your money outlives you, not you outliving your money, right?
Exactly. I think that's people's greatest fear, is running out of money.
Absolutely. I mean, that's a good fear to have, I think.
It's a very realistic and very fair fear, I would say.
Absolutely. So if our residents want to come and have a consultation with you, and so what are you offering for our residents? Is it...
So how our process works is if you were to come in or you wanted you wanted to ask a question on anything, we can work in a variety of different ways, but we typically that first consultation or anything, we're not going to charge anybody anything. Like, you can come to sit down, talk about if we could even be a good fit for you or be a resource for you. I mean, so many times the first time I sit down with a client, it's more of seeing if we are a fit for each other than necessarily I'm a fit for you. Because there's some people out there who I turn away people and say, I'm just, philosophically, we don't really agree. I'm probably not the advisor for you. Which, I view as a good thing, that you're not going to work with anybody. But I'm never going to turn anybody away from that first initial meeting. Then we have a series of meetings after that where we analyze different areas of people's of their finances, and we use a lot of other collateral professionals, because it's not just the advisor who's making decisions. There's CPAs involved, there's attorneys involved, there's property and casualty professionals. There's a lot of other professionals that are involved in the overall planning. So once we go through that initial meeting, typically on a typical client, it'd be 2 to 3 meetings after that before we'd even get to any sort of recommendations. And I could charge people like a retainer fee, kind of like an attorney, like bill you hourly. I choose not to do that. We don't really charge anyone anything until we actually start to implement strategies. So I really focus on education. I think it's really important that people take a vested interest in their financial future and understand what's going on. The scariest client to me are the ones who come in and say, I trust you, just tell me what to do. And when people say that, I say, take that trust and trust me that you need to have a couple meetings to know what's going on. Absolutely. So it could be as simple as, hey, you just want to have a 30-minute phone call to run a question by me, which may require, I may say, hey, this isn't a black and white, cut and dry, this is the answer. We may have to weigh a few different options. You might want to come to the office, but really I just want to be a resource more than anything. I think the big thing is people just don't know who to turn to or don't trust somebody to turn to, and we have a plethora of resources here, and I just want to be a resource to our residents.
We really appreciate that. So if I'm a resident and I want to call you because now I have questions, and now you've made me go, oh my gosh, I have a kid and I have a husband, and where am I putting my money at? Yeah. So how do I get a hold of you?
You can either shoot me an email at Brennan_Drew at the WP WestPac2.com, or you can call me at 702-978-6910. And just ask for me. Jenny or Tammy will probably answer the phone, and just ask for me, and I'm more than happy to talk to you.
Fantastic. And then we also will put your link up on our website as well. So we'll link this with that, and so it'll all be there for the residents.
Perfect. And I'll link it out. I have a Facebook page and all that stuff too.
Awesome.
So
That's great.
We can run it through that if that helps. I don't know.
That could help too. Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I think this will be really great for our residents, and we're excited to have you be a partner of ours.
Awesome.
So thank you.
I'm really excited too. Thanks.
Thanks.